President Rodrigo Duterte says he ordered the military to occupy the disputed islands in the West Philippine Sea or South China Sea. Duterte makes the statement during a press briefing in Palawan, the province on the front lines of the sea row with China. The president is there to visit soldiers in Camp Artemio Ricarte. He says there's a need to maintain jurisdiction over the West Philippine Sea by fortifying the disputed Pag-asa Island by building bunkers and other structures there. Duterte's insistence on military presence in Philippine territories in the West Philippine Sea is a departure from his passive approach upon assuming the presidency. This after he kindled warmer ties with China, which is claiming virtually the entire sea. Pag-asa Island, also being claimed by China, is the second biggest naturally occurring island in the disputed sea and the only one with civilian presence. It is the seat of power of the Kalayaan group of islands or Spratlys that is attached to the province of Palawan. President Rodrigo Duterte insists he had sound basis to fire the former Interior Secretary Ismael Sueno, even as the dismissed DILG chief denies corruption allegations.
I could never be misinformed. Kaabogado ko, misinformed ako. And when I make a move, when I fire you, dyan mismo, alam ko ang ginagawa ko. So the first whiff, ang unang singaw lang, maski hindi totoo, babay tayo.
At the send-off ceremony for Sueno Thursday at the DILGRs earlier, the former cabinet official says he is a willing victim of the president's campaign against corruption.
I'm a willing victim. Maski ito ngayon, alam ko yan, I want to have me as an example. Parang ako ang sacrificial lamb.
But admits he is very hurt by Duterte's abrupt dismissal. He vehemently denies the accusations hurled against him by 3 DILG undersecretaries and fellow Duterte campaigners John Castriciones, Jesus Hinlo, and Emily Padilla. Senator Antonio Trillanes denies allegations he coerced a woman to testify against President Rodrigo Duterte. A woman named Guillermina Arcillas on Wednesday claimed that she was coached and given money by a group composed of lawyer Jude Sabio, Father Alberto Alejo SJ, and Trillanes, represented by a staff member named Jonel, to link Duterte to the illegal drug trade because the issue of extrajudicial killings wasn't working. Trillanes also accuses the president's team of planting the witness in their camp. He dismisses Arcillas' accusation as propaganda. Trillanes says it was Arcillas who approached Sabio last year to provide information against Duterte. The senator's staff then met with Arcillas in November 2016 to personally vet her, but concluded that the latter was not credible as a witness. He says this could have triggered Arcillas, who had reportedly been asking money from other groups in exchange for information. Still on Trillanes, the Anti-Money Laundering Council rejects Trillanes' request to release Duterte's flagged or reported transactions. AMLC says the verbal approval of Duterte was not enough. Without a waiver, the AMLC would need to secure a Court of Appeals order to do that. Trillanes in February challenged Duterte to sign a waiver allowing the AMLC to release his transactions after he accused the chief executive of having 2 billion pesos in secret bank accounts. Duterte only gave verbal approval. Budget Secretary Benjamin Diokno on Thursday stands firm on his position that the use of the Express Lane Fund or ELF to augment the salaries and overtime pay of Bureau of Immigration workers is illegal. Diokno suggests a widespread corruption scheme could have stemmed from the use of the fund. He adds he will ask the Commission on Audit and the Bureau of Internal Revenue to look into this. Diokno also says that some auditors and tax authorities might have also benefited from the scheme. He adds the system is suspect because the BI does not release detailed reports. Aguirre earlier called on the DBM to observe a status quo on the use of the fund while an arrangement is being firmed up, but Diokno says there is no way this would happen. Diokno questions why BI workers would need to render overtime work when the Commission has 1,074 vacant positions as of March 2017. He says contractual workers in the BI could even be regularized because there are available positions. Diokno also says the military can be trained to man the airports as immigration workers resign or skip work over pay issues. Over 30 immigration workers have resigned since January, while others have skipped some workdays. This prompted the Philippine Airlines to advise its passengers to come to the airport at least 4 or 5 hours before their flights. The United States on Wednesday threatens unilateral action after a horrific chemical attack in Syria shocked President Donald Trump. At least 86 people were killed early Tuesday in northern Syria, and dozens more were being treated after they were found convulsing and foaming at the mouth. After major chemical attacks in Syria in 2013, Trump strongly urged then-President Barack Obama not to order military intervention against Bashar al-Assad's regime. Trump came to office promising to improve ties with Assad's ally Russian President Vladimir Putin and to focus U.S. efforts in Syria solely on the defeat of ISIS.
Chemical attack that was so horrific in Syria against innocent people, including women, small children, and even beautiful little babies. Their deaths was an affront to humanity. These heinous actions by the Assad regime cannot be tolerated.
He says the chemical attack that killed innocent children crosses many lines. Trump does not go into detail about what the U.S. response to the atrocity will be.